I have one question. What the hell is Keisha Lance Bottoms going to say about this? Because she had all the smoke for black people a couple weeks ago, and y'all know I had to go in on Sister Girl Bottoms not last week, a couple weeks ago, and her tone that she used towards us and talking to us and talking down to us like we were her children and we were raised under her household. In case y'all haven't heard, in the city of Atlanta, another unarmed black man was killed. 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks. And when I first learned of the details of the story, I had to put my thinking cap on right quick and say, wait a minute. The details of this story sound very, very familiar and played out almost the same exact way, if not the same exact way, as a story I did last year. If y'all remember last year, I did a story coming out of California about a black man who was a rapper. He went by the name of Willie Bowe, and he was sleeping in his car in a parking lot of a fast food restaurant. One of the fast food employees had called the cops and said there's someone sleeping in their car in the parking lot. Can they come see what it's all about? They tapped on his window, and when he was adjusting himself in the seat, they immediately opened fire and shot and killed him. I think they shot him 30 times. Fast forward to this one, you have Rayshard Brooks in his car. They said he was asleep in a parking lot at a Wendy's. Get a call, most likely from somebody who works there, for the cops to come, saying that somebody sleep in the car. But this one played out a little bit differently than Willie Bowe's did. So basically, the story goes that they came after they were called. They gave him a sobriety test. They said that he had alcohol in his system because they gave him a DUI test and he had alcohol in his system. And they were trying to detain him. Then they said this is what they said. He resisted arrest. They tased him, but then he was able to somehow get away and start running. And then that's when they shot him in the back. And then he died at the hospital during surgery. Their story is that he resisted and that he tried to grab the taser. I swear their stories never change. It's either they fear for their life, which is their go-to, they resisted arrest, which is another go-to, or they tried to grab my gun, which is one that I'm starting to notice comes up quite a bit. This is why many people want the police to be defunded. Because it's more like putting them on a very extensive timeout. Put them in their place. When you take the money and the resources out of these departments, then you see how well they can actually function. And then I was reading some of the article, and they said that this is the 48th. Let me say that again. This is the 48th death that the GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, had to deal with just this year alone. Since January, this is the 48th one they've had to deal with. This falls almost completely on, well, actually damn near completely on Keisha Bottoms, because she is the mayor of Atlanta. That's why I went in on her the way that I did a couple weeks ago. She was more upset about a goddamn CNN sign and building than she was about the lives that was being impacted. Remember the story that I talked about in my live stream about the two college students who got pulled out of their cars and got tased? Thank God they're still alive. Unfortunately, many, like Rayshard Brooks and others, aren't so lucky. They love to use that "I fear for my life" or "they were running away." When they're running away from you or not towards you, they are no longer a threat. But let Rayshard Brooks have been a Ron, and he could have been running toward him. Then that's when they want to be like, step back, step back, step back, and move back and act like they're scared. You can't tell me that I'm not telling the truth, because there's so many videos to back up my claim, where you've had these white men of any age, white males, charging like a bull at these terrorists, and the terrorist does nothing in return. They don't tase them. They don't shoot them. Hell, they don't even hit them with the damn nightstick. But when it's us and we're running away and we're no longer a threat, if we were even a threat to begin with, shot to the back, kill them. And they don't even try to shoot in a place where if they do shoot them, it'll get them to stop running, like maybe say in the leg. Even that's a risk because you might hit an artery. They go for the kill. See, and the thing is, even though all of this stuff is going on right now with George Floyd and these protests and everything like that, they still won't learn because they have that lust to kill. I've talked about that. When you have a blood lust to kill, you don't stop. It's like they're possessed with goddamn Michael Myers. You know, his character in the Halloween movies, he kept on killing and killing and killing, and he couldn't stop, and no one could stop him. This is why many people say FTP, and they're going to continue to say it. And it's been a mantra, especially amongst black people, for the last few decades. It's like they want to keep this going. They want to keep this fuse lit for as long as they possibly can. Like I said, the powder keg has already exploded. So the whole world is watching. They keep saying they don't want to be treated like criminals and thugs and animals, but this is what they present to us every single day. So you had Robert Fuller, who I do not believe committed suicide. Then you had the other older gentleman who was killed in his home. And now you have this. And who knows what other faceless, nameless stories that are out there right there at the moment that we don't know about. All of that happening right now, one would think that they would slow down, but they can't. It's embedded into them to do what they do. But, I offer my condolences to the family of this man, and I don't give a damn what some PC person or their co-colonizing cohorts have to say about that resisting arrest and so-called allegedly trying to grab the taser bullshit. I really don't. That's their go-to argument. They'll automatically believe anything they say. Just because it was a black man. Let it have been a white guy, they probably wouldn't have said much of anything.